Actually, now that I think about it.
Alright. Recording started.
I mean, I've been
I
more
know I'm muted
discussing
right
food
now.
combinations like what was it? Oh yeah, ramen with Kraft singles cheese on it.
So it begins.
Yeah, the big run-in will start now.
I'm glad I turned off my sound pack.
I think I have mine turned up, but I'm not sure.
You want to test
In
it?
in self sound pack sounds deactivated.
Fox, you should start every community meeting like that.
So it
So it
begins.
begins.
Well, I started recording just a bit before. I've already
Okay, mine
checked
was not
everything.
deactivated. Thank you for that.
I also had like a moment of crisis where I was like, how the fuck do I turn off sounds again? Because I'm like so fucking tired because I've been playing the fuck out of Jedi Survivor.
Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna make a cake while people are drizzling in. It
You made a
always late
cake?
anyway. Yeah, I make a microwave
Show,
cake. So I'll be back in like
show me
10 minutes.
pictures of cake. God damn it!
Bye bye.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! The pictures of my cake are on my OnlyFans. You need to pay for them.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The payment's coming through.
Sorry, your card declined. This is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's, not the Wendy's.
I'll let everyone trickle in, though. I'm definitely saving the wipe discussion until last because I feel like that one could be a fucking doozy.
You're gonna hear the rumbling as we get closer to it.
Should definitely start there, bro. Start there.
Start that. That's the only reason I'm here.
Start with the hardest, work your way to the easiest, you know what I mean?
Don't listen to David.
Listen to Noodle.
Look, man, he's got another kneecap. We'll be fine.
I mean, the wipe's like at the end, and there's a few things in here that I can probably rope into one. Obviously, Waxer and Blake's, they come together.
They did?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, thank you for telling me that there is an event on Daisy Underground called the Community Meeting. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
Thank you, Discord. Very cool.
They were just hanging out, you know?
Hey, Dean,
In the
did you know
community
there's a
meeting
community
channel.
event going on for Doug?
Wait,
Just
what?
getting run over by a train.
That's Noodle.
Yeah,
This happens every day.
Can we bring up a topic of having community meeting like in game? Like always in game? Big circle jerk, you know what I mean?
That sounds like someone. Imagine some crackhead runs up on it with a. I was gonna say a grenade, but the chances of that happening are very unlikely.
Oh my god!
Worth.
Can you imagine a crackhead
I
just
think,
running up to like a horde of like 60 people?
I think Doodle can take solace in the fact that no one could ever pretend to be him in game because no one would hear the train horn and know it's not him.
That's also a downside because I can't pretend to be anybody else.
Riker
Ooh.
sounds like him, dude. Echo or Riker, whatever you go by, sounds exactly like
No, I mean,
Noodle.
there is
Just,
a way to stop
hello
the train.
guys, my name is Becky, and then you just have like a fucking train horn in the background.
What the fuck?
I mean, there is a way to stop a train. I just don't know if it's legal.
No, it's like GTA 5. The train never stops.
I mean, if you put enough rocks on the train, I mean, the train will stop. I mean, on the tracks.
No, if someone puts a rock on the train tracks, it's probably gonna hit my house or my car.
See, that's where the problem of put a bigger rock comes into play.
Yeah, and how you gonna get bigger? How could it change
Magic,
text in the
sorcery.
city?
Just use the force, Lamau. Right. People are trickling in more by the fucking second.
Remember when Harvey used to arrive late?
Yep.
Uh,
Just even making a cheeseburger.
It's okay though. It's okay for old people to be late sometimes.
A wizard is neither late nor early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
You know, it's pretty disrespectful. Man's old. He might have forgot, you know? Leave it alone.
Alright, who let Thor in?
Rejoice.
I'm dead.
Rejoice.
I'm
I'm
10.
back in like 5 minutes. I'll be ready.
I'm Ted. That's still my favorite.
I miss Ted.
Me too.
My plan is to have the wipe discussion last, because I feel like that one's going to be a fucking doozy.
No, you just start there, like I said, bro. Start from the get go. Let it go. Let the fire burn. Then it.
No wipe. End of discussion.
Start strong.
spoken.
Start strong.
Give me
Yes.
admin.
Hardest parts first. Weakest parts last.
Saying it in that voice makes me uncomfortable.
I just work here, man. I don't even work here. I'm an intern.
My condolences.
There's a couple of topics we can roll in together. Obviously, there's a couple that are going on the same point. But the website and stuff like that. And then, of course, the whole 1.21 discussion, which could probably just be rolled into the discussion on the wipe. Kind of. Oh god.
Get the right train again.
Oh my god.
Right. I've tested all of my recording shit, and it was all working fine. So if something goes wrong with this recording, I will cry. Though we should be fine. Either way, we can probably get started. First topic is from, well, it's like a joint thing between Waxer and Blake, talking about updating the website, the schedule. I don't know if Waxer and or Blake are here right now. Looking through the list of names, I don't think so. Alright, let's try and rope these in together. From Waxer, maybe talk about outsourcing the upkeep of the website to a trusted couple of community members so it stays updated. Due to a lot of people finding us through it or checking it out, it should be up to date. And from Blake, similar to Waxer's point, can we please have something done about the website and the schedule section? We get questions like this nearly daily. The current web page is confusing as hell. Edit from the 3rd of April. There have been 4 extra people confused about whitelist / open server / the website and Discord since I posted this topic. This would probably be something we'd need to speak to staff about more so than anything.
Hello, sorry, I said I was going to be back in 5 minutes, but I guess you guys already started. That was already taken care of, like the day he said that or like a couple days after.
I did hear that something had happened.
So if you look at the website, all that stuff is basically been ripped apart. It's been gutted like a fish. So there shouldn't be as much confusion with that unless Google is having issues with that. Updating.
Well, got that out of the way right and quick.
Did you guys already talk about Waxer's point?
It was kind of roped both of the points together.
Okay. I guess,
Well,
do you mind if
Waxer,
I
yeah,
talk about
there's
that real quick?
Waxer's one, yeah. A couple of outsourcing the website to some trusted community members. What's anyone got any thoughts on that? Of course, if discussions start rolling and we've got people talking and talking, queue up by putting a Q in the chat, just like this, and I'll hopefully notice you and be able to keep on top of it all. Though if no one else is queued up, no one else is talking, then feel free to just fucking spitball.
Okay, I'll go and talk then.
Yep.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So far from the people who I've handed, basically the kind of the keys to do stuff, they've sadly just lost interest over time for one reason or another. So here pretty quick, with the help of Ian, whenever he can be around, I want by at least like next week or like the week after, having proper moderator applications. And that means that they would be doing more than just a basic moderator role, or they can apply for more than just a moderator role. And one of those would be for specifically the websites. Because I know that it's just me, I'm not doing the right job for that. I mean, I have somebody who's supposed to be helping me right now with Community Spotlight, and every month when it comes around to them supposed to be doing their part, they never do.
I'm not sure if that's a jab at me or Corey.
No. More or less both.
Fair.
As well as maybe some other folks. So if you yourself are interested, Fox, in still doing stuff, let me know, and I will gladly help you out whenever you want it. I'm always here.
Still something I'm intrigued by, yes. Though in terms of the topic at hand, yes, definitely sounds like a good plan having a dedicated website person. Joe?
I was just gonna say, I don't want to be rude, Mac, but I had problems getting you to work on the wiki. You need to consider if it's worth you doing something like this, like worth signing up for it. If it's just gonna be too much work for you, or if it's gonna be too much time. I'm sure they're looking for people who will contribute a small amount regularly without being asked, rather than do a lot in one go and then not do it for 3 months. The same problem I've had. People will come, they'll do a whole article in like 2 days, and it'll be like, oh great, like that's really good. And then they're like, well, I'm basically done with the wiki team now. Like I lost interest.
Fair.
I think
yeah.
people should consider, like, are they willing to do it week in, week out for a very long time when they apply for this stuff, or are they just gonna like put a lot of effort in for a very short amount of time and then lose interest? Because I can say from my experience, those people are very frustrating to deal with. Not you, Echo. You've been putting in regular work. We've had Ashdart as well, who's been doing really well. I didn't mean to like roast you there, Mac. But...
No. You're fine. It's not untrue. I'll certainly say that.
Heck, if you get some interest, I will literally hold your hand the whole way through. I know it can be annoying.
I did voice my willingness to do website updating stuff a long time ago. I was basically told like non-admins can't have that privilege.
Oh, guess what? That's going to be changing.
All right. Well, I'm happy to apply for that. And if you want me to do like group and faction posts and stuff, then hopefully we're going to have wiki articles ready for that anyway.
I'll talk to Ammo, see if I can get something set up. At this point, if people want it, it needs to be done. Sorry for the noise.
Anyone else have anything else to say on this topic? Any questions, curiosities, points they'd like to make? Because if not, then we can move on to the next one. Alright, next topic comes from Harvey, and I will let Harvey take it away. So if he wants to.
It's a bit old now, but so over the past month or so, increasing number of what I would best describe as quote unquote shitty notes, or sometimes no notes left behind during raids with no defenders. Little sense in a server and community that wants to emphasize story RP, to leave zero breadcrumbs, no avenue for pursuit, and not a single inkling of wanting anything other than what would appear to be a desire to stonate someone and take all their shit. That's the short version of it. Basically, bunch of raids, at least in February, March, that people weren't leaving notes for. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. You don't know who did it, where's it going, what the point is. Yeah, I mean, it's an oldie. Judging by the 48 thumbs up, I don't think anyone necessarily disagrees with this. I don't even know if there's a lot to talk about, other than, fucking do it.
I mean, the only thing I can really think is just generating awareness.
Yeah.
Also, I know I talked to you the moment you put this message in, like, hey,
better.
Send me what the note says, and I will fucking track the guy down, because we've already had some people leaving some shitty notes. For instance, I know we've already talked to these people about it, but we had a guy go on a bit of a raid, and he would leave notes, and one of them was, Goo Goo Gaga, get raided, bitch. And that is a community member doing that.
Heard about that.
That is not something we're interested in seeing. So again, if you get a note that you think is pretty shitty, just DM a member of staff or just come right to me. Let me know what this says. Just send a screenshot of it. I can find what the note says. I can find who said it, who placed it, etc. And we can just keep an eye on that person if we think that there is an issue going on.
Yeah, that definitely covers the one half of it where people leave the shitty note. The other half is people leaving no notes, and that's almost just as bad, because we're supposed to be pushing stories here, RP, and if you don't leave a note and you stonate somebody, they don't know who the hell it is. I mean, it happened to us, and it could be literally anybody.
Noodle.
On the topic of shitty notes, my group was also a victim, as well as some of my newer members are guilty of leaving such shitty notes, which I have already reprimanded them and corrected them. I would also like to point out vague notes. If we say come out west, nobody knows who you are or where out west you go, because there is currently 3 or 4 groups who live out west, and it could be any number of them. And when you go out investigating, trying to figure out who, and nobody admits to it, that's a little bit of a shitty, off the trail kind of deal. So I would want to point that out.
Yeah, and that's definitely the unsaid third part. Is if you're not going to leave a note, or you're going to leave something vague, and then you just clam up about it and don't say anything, don't do anything. There's just nowhere to go with it. It's a dead end, and it's a complete waste of time. Exactly. Well, own your shit.
Sign your notes, at the very least, please.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep seeing this type of behavior continue, do you guys feel that some type of rule needs to be put in place for something like this?
More rules. I don't know. I think it does come down to just education. Like, sometimes people just straight up don't know. Like Noodle said, he had a couple new guys. They maybe just didn't know that that's what they should be doing. So I think it depends. If somebody's been on the server for 2-3 years and they're not doing it, and that's kind of like, well, what the fuck? But certainly reminders are good.
Buck.
I think peer pressure is a very valid tactic for getting people to clean their act up, and I think we should just have since like whoever, if they're a community member, they're our friends, so you just talk to them, and enough people talk to them, people generally tend to act better. I don't think we necessarily need a rule for something that's not necessarily it's just a shitty thing to do, but it's not necessarily terrible, I'd say. And I think that's something that we can just fix the behavior and, you know, just tell someone, hey, do better, and usually works.
Noodle.
To piggyback off of what Buck said, peer pressure is, I feel, is the way to go. But also because some people out there like to do some false flag stuff, and if that's what you do, at least write who you're false flagging as, leaving the note. So then it's like back into what Harvey said, leaves a crumb trail, and people can follow that and see who it was, who would do it, blah blah blah.
Well,
I mean, I was the victim of one of the people that with the toxic note. I mean, I'm not going to say any names unless you want to, but I don't think we should really make it a rule because apparently those people were new to the server. But if you're been here for 2 or 3 years and you're making toxic notes, bro, first of all, how the fuck did you get this far into the server? And second of all, there's no sense in that. There's no sense in acting like a child and saying toxic shit when you raid somebody. How would you feel if I did the same thing to you? And it wouldn't feel so good.
Yeah, 100% what Will said. I mean, unfortunately, Will was a victim of my guys, which, like I said, I've reprimanded. That said, take the L or some other cheesy, cringy shit.
Yeah, it was that.
Oh yeah, we got one of those as well. It was pretty funny.
Oh no, that was the same note.
Oh really? I was wondering who left that.
I just moved it for.
I was literally like, what L are we supposed to be taking right now? I had no idea what it was about. It was just left on our notice board, like, take the L.
Just
I
take
was
the
like,
L,
all right,
Joe.
all right.
Yeah, just take the L, Joe.
I guess my life is an L, really.
Looking for all those stashes now. Which one's gone? Which one's going?
Kate's trying to tell you something.
Trying to turn you from Joe into Joel.
I don't. Like I said, if it was a new player, if it was a new player, I'm not going to take it anybody that's a new player. I mean, we've all done scummy shit when we first started. There's no sense in banning somebody who hasn't even got a taste of how great the server can be. If somebody were to get banned because they made one little slip up, and we all slip up.
There will be a recording of the meeting posted at some point after it's done. My current plan is to pass the fuck out immediately after it's done, but I'll probably just leave it uploading.
So there's a question there. What do I mean by notes crash? So the server has paper and pens. If you take a piece of paper, throw a pen on it, you can actually type out a note. You can set your font as well. The idea is that if you do something to somebody, if you should be trying to push something with that, tell them why, who did it, etc., so that they can, go and find out, maybe have a chat, or who knows, maybe it leads to something else. Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. Just a way of leaving a message for someone if you popped by and they weren't home or something like that. I mean, yeah, you could always just, come in middle of the night just because you have, different time zones from the people you're playing with. That's just how DayZ is. You could Stone Age them and then meander off into the night, and then they'd wake up the next morning and have no fucking idea what happened or who hit them or why they hit them. But it just makes it much more interesting if you actually have something to go off of. Gives at least something positive, I guess. Some story can come from it, from something that is not so positive.
So we've all reached the consensus that if it's a fresh or a new player, we want to be lenient towards those individuals. But if we're seeing
long-standing community members,
we want to see something happen with them, whether that be potential punishment, seeing how severe it is, or just a calling out and saying, hey, this behavior is shitty, fix it. Do you guys want, if we have an issue like this popping up again, any form of staff involvement to get to the bottom of it and having these people called out on their behavior?
I think if it's repeated, if it's one time, then just a reminder is probably good enough, I think.
Works for me.
I agree with Harvey.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd call out repeat behavior as well. It's like, hey, you're fucking up. Correct it.
Sometimes people just forget. I mean, there's that too.
Yeah, raids can be stressful. More so if there's actual combat, but yeah, sometimes it'll slip the mind. Happens.
The ultimate point is that you should know who did it and why. Or if not why, again, at least who.
Or at least false flag it. Give them somebody to chase. For example, if I go to raid the collective, say, haha, it was me, damn, all along, but it's really Storm Fury, then give them something like that to chase.
Probably thank you for it.
I think that's done.
Yeah, pretty much seems to be done, unless anyone else has any last minute points they'd like to make on it. Though, if not, now we are on to Joe's topic about Discord cleanup. If you'd like to take it away, Joe.
Hi. Clean up the Discord. There's a lot of channels. We don't need them all. Especially in the official section. I think they could be consolidated a little bit.
I talked with Blue about getting that Doug bot onto the Twitter bot, like that same channel, and for some reason there's an issue with that because of whoever set it up, they're not with us anymore. So he's trying to figure out why it's not moving over to that channel. So once he gets that figured out, we'll have that and we can just delete that channel.
I feel
and
like
we can probably also remove server events too, because we don't really ever use
there's
that.
probably other ways we could consolidate it, right?
I was quite interested in the threads and questions and answers. I think that could be interesting, though. I'm also not 100% sure of how to feel about it. If we're talking about like,
it stops things from getting buried, right? Like if someone asks a question, it stops that question from getting buried, and then the same person, or like a different person asking the exact same question about 10 minutes later because they can't see the original.
True.
It'd be good if you looked at Q&A and all you saw in the actual channel was just questions, and then just people started threads when they answered them.
While it may not be warranted to be a CC suggestion, I feel like having a ton more people discussing that in a format like that for CC might be good. Or do you guys feel like that might not be?
Catch your point.
Bringing your point of turning Q&A into a threads channel, bring that up as a CCE suggestion. So I'm curious what other people's thoughts are besides, because there might not be everybody who could be giving a point in this current meeting right now.
Yeah, that sounds like something worthy of discussion.
I mean, I didn't really know it was. I didn't know that was really a CCE thing to talk about the Discord. But
that's why I agree. I didn't. Doesn't entirely feel like one. I feel like it could be warranted for better and longer thought out discussions.
I don't know. The last couple times you've made Discord changes, you've just posted in Gav chat and been like, should we do this, yes or no? And I don't know. That seemed to work well enough.
I can do that.
Anything else on this topic? Any other things you'd like to bring up, Joe, or anything anyone else would like to say, or not really?
I mean, not hugely. I mean, call me a purist, but I think we could probably even consolidate the Discord down a bit more. There's like 20 different channels. Community spotlight announcements, probably consolidate them as well if we were honest. But
Just
yeah,
noticed that-
just that general point, like it could be cleaned up a bit.
I just noticed that Noodle had queued. Sorry, Noodle.
Sorry, is it possible to put some of the things like mantis hands or how to can't find the server kind of questions, put them in FAQ channel at all?
Having a proper FAQ on the website would be so valuable, but we've never had one.
I mean, we have a channel for it in the Discord, and I think that'd be a good start. That way you can't get buried. They can just kind of scroll in there right there.
I was initially going to
just,
say, like, a pinned message in questions and answers, but let's be real, no one fucking reads the pins when they join a Discord, unless
be
they're
real,
directed to.
We need more website integration anyway on the Discord. The website's underutilized. We got a channel dedicated to changing your name in DayZ. Why don't we just write a proper FAQ and just link to that FAQ in that channel? Call it frequently asked questions. It doesn't
The thing
matter
is,
if people
we
use
we
websites
have
versus
that,
Discord
and-
if you
and
just
people
link to
prefer
the
Discord
website.
version. We already have that as an article, for instance, and that again, people chose the Discord channel instead, which is why it exists, I believe.
I don't know. I don't remember ever having a proper FAQ on the website. I think there would be a lot of scope to do it better on there. That's just me, though. It just seems that, I mean, I know someone else brought this up earlier, but we get like the same 8 to 10 questions every day on the Discord, and nobody seems to learn or like read back when they have a question. So people might like it more, but it's not working better.
I mean, it's some of
If
it
you could
is-
literally just exclamation mark FAQ whenever anyone asks one of those questions, and it would solve their problem. Like, imagine how much easier that would be.
Well,
Why not do one better and have a bot that that'll DM you every time you ask like a certain keyword like mantis hands, and it would DM you, hey, here's how to fix mantis hands. Hey, here's how to change your name. Like, why not have a bot that just does that so we can keep it less clogged?
Dino can do that. You can set Dino up to send people messages when they say specific words.
though with the mantis hands thing, I'd say most people that are like coming into questions and answers, they've just gotten the bug and they're like, hey, how do I fix this? They're probably not going to call it mantis hands.
You could have it so it's cube of hands or something like that. I mean, there's ways around that, make it more broad.
Hmm.
You
Until
would have to
someone
think
says
about it
something like that.
carefully, but it's like you could probably set something up automated.
And
Well, can I-
Maybe
can I also
even
ask-
like you could get them to go question mark mantis hands and then Dino DMs them like, hey, here's how to fix it.
The point is that helping noobs with their questions could be much more automated than it is currently. Currently, Doug just leans on everyone in this channel to answer those questions. And to be honest, I don't think it's necessary. Like, it's nice that people will go out of their way to help, but it could be automated. And it would be a lot less tedious for those people.
Well, anyone else have anything else they'd like to say? Any other points to add?
I think DC was going to say something.
Also, I was going to say is, do we truly? I mean, I know Joe's already said his piece, but I have to disagree partially with it. In that, I don't mind if a new person comes in and asks a question, and then perhaps like the next day somebody comes in who's new again and asks the same question because they happen to have that same issue. If we have members who are choosing to be active and answer those questions just for the sake of answering them, I mean, no one's really forcing anybody to do so. And
No,
I
I
feel
mean,
it's
I
a
don't
little
mind
bit
either.
colder.
I don't mind either, but
I don't know,
surely
in my
it would be
opinion,
nice to
automating
automate that.
Automating it also kind of feels a bit colder. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. But as like a new user to something and being immediately hit with just an FAQ, when it's just a simple question and can be given a simple one-sentence answer instead of having to read through paragraphs of stuff to find the specific thing to my issue.
But a lot of these things aren't one-sentence answers. Things like how to fix Mantis hands or how to change your name in game or certain things like that. Like, sure, things like whitelist you can answer quickly, but some of them are longer troubleshooting processes.
Like, for instance, we have the pin for Mantis hands, right? All you need to do is reply to that person with the pin by going back to the pin's message, copying the message link, and replying to them with that message link. Sure, that can be done with an FAQ as well. You're right. But I'm thinking from the way you were proposing it was just one giant FAQ they have to scroll through.
I mean,
which I'm sure that's not what you mean.
Adding an FAQ command and an FAQ website article wouldn't stop anyone from taking the time to type it out. But it may also encourage other people who wouldn't have spoken up before to answer that question quicker. You get best of both worlds, really.
I think an FAQ could be good, especially one for like common DayZ errors and stuff, like the whole like client and server do not have equal mods, PBO errors, whatever, because they show up quite a bit.
But keep in mind those
And
are
yes,
also
Harvey, I see
very
your cue.
different in between each other. Somebody may have an issue with a PBO for something when it could be it's actually just their issue, not us. So that takes more troubleshooting from individuals.
Harvey.
I'm important, damn it. Listen to me. No. Why not both? Like, do an FAQ that's got like the common things in there as separate posts, right? And then for the admin bot, you can make commands, and then rather than have it type it out all the time, you have a canned response ready to go. So like question Mantis, and then it like links to the FAQ or just posts the thing right out to it. Like that's not unheard of for support roles or whatever. Just have a canned response and it's ready to go. So you don't have to have somebody typing it out every time, or they gotta go dig for another post somewhere. I mean, it's fairly straightforward thing to add to Dino.
It's super straightforward. It takes like 5
Yeah.
minutes. And it wouldn't stop
maybe
anyone
it's a
from taking the time to type stuff
starting
out.
middle ground. Yeah, but if it's just there, like, you already got like quote rules or all that shit.
Yeah, sure, I can do that today. I'll add Mantis, for example.
Right.
And I would do the same thing just to like pull out their, delete the post automatically afterwards, and like it does with the meta thing.
You could even set it up like the meta command so that it will at mention them and all of that.
Or have it DM you if we don't want any oh never mind, you said it was gonna delete itself, never mind.
Is there any other exclamation point for FAQ that we feel needs to be added, like with Mantis?
I mean, you could add how to change your name, and then you don't need that whole channel. If we're on the theme of cleaning up the Discord.
Exclamation mark name or exclamation
give
mark
me a
name
little
change
bit.
or something.
I'll go
Off the
search
top of my
through most
head,
of the
like
cost ones.
Can't find service a big
Mantis
one.
hands.
Whitelist is a big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Whitelist is another one.
Whitelist.
How to survive on the
Nickname.
coast. You might as well automate that.
This one might be a little rude.
What about
Maybe-
equal mods
Oh.
for like the whole
Yeah,
client and
equal mods.
server? Yeah.
Why don't we do this after the meeting and put together a list
Yeah,
of
yeah,
everything
yeah.
somewhere?
We can do that later. But
Speaking
yeah,
of
there's
which, I
a
have another list
bunch
for you
of
guys.
common
We could be
things
here
that
forever
automated.
doing this.
I'll probably just make it a Reddit post as well. This goes with the mod itself. 121 EXP adds tooltips to the loading screen. I was curious from you guys, what type of
tooltips?
What type of tooltips do you think are necessary for Doug when you're a new player?
we
And,
can
I'll make
do
a Reddit
custom
post for
ones.
that.
Be sure to
well,
write
we don't-
GG's.
we don't
It
know
was
yet.
me when you raid someone on a note.
I'm waiting on a response from Rainbow to see if it's a yay or nay.
Okay, I think I asked that a couple days ago. I didn't see it.
I just stupid. What the fuck do you mean by tooltips? And I think
Like
tooltips. I think
when you're in a loading screen, it will come up with I don't know, use a knife on some guts to make a rope or whatever.
Okay, never mind. Yeah,
I can give you I have a picture of it. Let me post it here in a second in general chat and Discord for you to look at.
I guess the
Shoot
obvious
red
tooltips
people.
to do are like Doug unique mechanics, like using a hoodie. Like you can put the hood up on the hoodie, or you can disable the nightlight, things like that.
You can refill your Zippo lighter with alcohol tincture.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck out of Gorka.
No.
It would be funny to have like some little lore Easter eggs like in there as like really rare things.
Oh yeah, we could do like little lore bits. That'd be sick.
Okay, we should make a community post and think about the thousands that we could
Have it
probably
just
come
be
up with.
either,
This
yeah.
is a wiki team issue right
start a
here.
thread.
Have a really rare one. Come on down to Devil's Castle.
Wiki's got work to do with everything, Echo.
We could do like for brainstorming like Doug related tips. We could do like one of those like CCE threads or like a thread somewhere where people can just like spitball.
What about Reddit?
I was thinking
that as well. Reddit, yeah. Do like a Reddit post and we can like comment with stuff.
We can see any thumbs up, like upvotes of like which ones are the most popular between people, and so those will definitely like be in if they can be in. Again, fingers crossed we can actually have that as an option.
Hopefully. We can move on to the next meeting topic though. Next meeting topic is from Audrey. I don't know if Audrey is not here. So I'll read it out. I would love to see some of the big topics of CCE suggestion discussion get some attention. I feel there are great suggestions being discussed there that could shape what the Doug experience will be like in the coming months/years. However, it's a bit unclear for me how the outcomes of the discussion are used. Therefore, I want to hear from the team if A, the suggestions are being considered, and B, if plans are being put in motion to implement them. This is outdated, but...
Very outdated.
Very, very outdated.
Yeah, we are considering them, and we are planning to put them in motion.
Nice. Right. I'm going to save the wipe and the 1.21 discussions until the end, so we can jump on to Bertha's topic, if Bertha is here and would like to take it away.
Oi.
Wait.
Just ignoring Harvey.
Harvey.
Just move on, guys. Move on.
I just wanted to say one quick thing with the CCE. I think that some people are maybe a little hesitant to make picks. It seems to be there's only maybe like 4 or 5 people that are. So you group leaders make topics.
Yeah.
Get involved.
I got something with 20 upvotes on it. Let's go.
No.
Okay, with the CCE being a new venture for the community and the first round of successful votes going through, a discussion about opinions and reflections about each's experience this far, thoughts on the input phase of the suggestion, as we have had some topics show strong support then fail in the final votes. Did the no votes voice their opinion on what they may have issues with during that stage and receive no feedback or middle ground reached? And at what point do we balance the essence of enough support to pass versus a minor change to make the larger majority supportive? A huge thumbs up to the staff as well for quick implementation this far. Largely, the first thing that popped up to me was like the nades. I see it path through to the second stage with only down votes from one faction. I understand their input on why they may not like it. They didn't really voice any opinion of their concerns as far as like camps being naded just for the walls, stuff like that, to see if maybe we could reach a middle ground. Just things in that nature where maybe we could have worked together.
Joe?
I think there's nothing more frustrating than putting effort into a discussion and not seeing any sort of dissent or disagreement on that thread, and then putting up a vote and getting loads of pushback. Because you want to know why people disagree, and I know it's maybe difficult if you're in the minority to speak up and be like, hey, I don't like this idea, but it's worth doing. And I think if people feel like they can't do it because someone's going to jump down their throat, then well, maybe those threads need to be moderated a bit more closely. I don't know.
I'm not as familiar with like the CCE process as like some others maybe. Though I did hear some whispers about like voting was hung up at some point because of like people that hadn't voted. And I feel like that could also be dragging things down a fair bit. Louis.
Yeah, the explosive rebalance, I think, got some no's from Black Sheep. I think we may see more explosives than other groups because there's a convoy spawn right in front of the church. So I don't know if that's like the whole point of the explosive rebalance is to get a few more into circulation. Can you perhaps explain a little bit?
Bertha.
First, I just want to say largely it wasn't specifically just for that one suggestion. It was just more of a broad statement of, I'd hate to see a suggestion brought up and someone not to voice their opinion opposed or supporting a topic and then just vote it no because that's their feelings. I mean, I understand some people are strongly against some things. I mean, we've seen that with this whole Kuru debate. I mean, it just, I'd like to hear people's thoughts and really what like their objections are so that maybe we can work together, or you know, that's the whole purpose of this.
Harvey.
Yeah, I think most of this is revolving around the explosive rebalancing because it did have like full 25 votes, 2 downs, and then it failed in the second phase. Looking at it, I think maybe part of the problem was that it was a little broad in what it was trying to accomplish at the time, and when you try to pack a bunch of stuff into a change, you might lose people down the road where it's like, okay, I like this part, but I don't really like this part. So I think that's part of the growing pains with the CCE is knowing how to put forward things that are, you know, very specific, very targeted, and not so much like an omnibus kind of change to a whole bunch of things at once. That's my opinion anyways.
Louis.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Harvey. We saw, I mean, we've got nades and we hardly use them, and we got explosives and we hardly raid. And so I guess it was probably kind of muddled into that's the reason we got some downvotes from us, is that, you know, we have them, we don't know what to do with them. So but it was a lot in one rebalance, and perhaps if it gets taken apart again and some of the things can go through.
Yeah, I know Doinks recently put one up to just focus on the grenades, and that maybe should go to the next phase here. I know specifically to that one, Diesel was saying something like there's a specific vehicle that spawns, and only that particular vehicle can actually spawn a grenade. So it's kind of like rare on top of rare.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Scuzz.
The CCE is still very new. And I think that we're all still learning right now, right? And so I know I'm guilty of not thinking about going into that channel and reading those discussions as much as I probably should be if I'm going to be one of the ones voting on it. And that's probably also partly what happened on some of those, like, as a rep who's a voting rep, I didn't go through and read all of the discussions. So when it came time to vote, they're like, hey, you guys need to vote. And so I just go and look at like basically the summary and voted on them. And so I certainly wasn't going in and giving negative feedback on any of them because I hadn't read the threads when the threads were open. That's so something we might think about. But at the same time, while yes, we'd like feedback, you just have to kind of accept that sometimes you're just going to get the no vote afterwards. And it may be that eventually if a lot of them that seem to have a lot of support are just failing by one vote, maybe we need to drop that percentage down just slightly, even if it's just enough where one or two votes won't be making that swing, if that makes sense.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to say?
Yeah, I think now reviewing the thread and seeing Diesel's note about the convoys, and only 2 convoys have it, I think we know where one of them is, based upon my comments. So I think wrapping that up into a nice overview might be that was a pertinent detail that I think we didn't have when voting.
Well,
I don't see why we can't bump it up. I mean, everyone probably heard about the raid that Dam did on Green Mountain. No offense to Green Mountain, but Dam should have been in there every day of the week. But it's because these fucking explosives are so fucking buggy. I mean, I don't understand why we can't bump up grenades and other raid tools until this is fixed, and maybe even remove these plastic explosives. I mean, they're not even worth using.
the suggestion, at least I'm pretty sure, was make C4 way more rare because of how powerful it is, and make grenades more common. Among other things, though, there was a lot of things covered in that suggestion, so it's quite
I
loaded.
agree, it's powerful, but it's dumb. Like it doesn't work half the time. You're basically rolling the dice whether the C4 works because it is very temperamental about where it's placed and other things.
IEDs work. 1-800-FL if you need any.
First of all, no. Second of all, no. And you gotta find the plastic explosives, and I believe they're capped. I mean, not the plastic explosives, the protective cases, and I believe they're capped for because there's storage. No, I might be wrong, but I mean, if we should just take out explosives. I mean, not explosives. Take out plastics and maybe bump up grenades until BI fixes it or Doug comes up with a fix for them. But I don't use the plastics. I mean, I use lock hammers. There's no point in using them. They're like I said, it's a roll, whether it works or not.
Louis.
Yeah, I've never seen a plastic explosive work until apparently the suggestion is to just drop it out of your inventory on the ground, and then it'll arm better as opposed to placing it.
Tried that too.
And don't put it on the soft side of a wall, because the soft side of the wall has a bigger, more collision than the hard side.
I've never got one to work, and multiple ones have failed from shooting at them after we placed them. So they're trash right now. But I don't think grenades should. I don't think grenades should take their place.
Plastic explosives are not meant to detonate when you shoot them. You have to arm them. And...
Well, I mean, when you've tried everything else and you're tired of trying to arm it, like we just give up, start shooting the wall.
D-Sync, is there anything that we can do, that Doug can do to maybe make them better? Or is it's completely a BI thing?
As far as I'm aware, it's a BI thing. And I think they did like one thing relating to C4 in 121, but it was not something that was the issue. What was it? Actually combining your detonator with the C4. It was something else. So the issue might be persisting over 121.
Luna makes a good point with maybe not focusing on making the suggestions so broad and just having them be focused on specific little changes, because you can take a look at a suggestion and be like, oh, I like that, and that, but not that, so I don't know how I feel about this one. And Scuzz.
I was just going to say we're kind of getting off the point. The point was about suggestions and not getting feedback, but Harvey was right, and it also goes towards what Luna just said. If you have a huge, just broad bunch of stuff you're trying to change, obviously you're going to get downvotes because people aren't going to agree with all of it. And that also goes, you have to keep in mind when you're someone who's making suggestions in a thread, that your suggestions might not be taken specifically for that reason. It might be a good suggestion, but if you're adding on to what the original poster already had, then that original poster may be like, I'm not adding that in because it's more likely to make what I'm trying to get done fail a vote. And so don't take offense if your suggestion isn't taken. And that, we kind of saw some of that with the whole Kuru thing, where people are making suggestions, they're good suggestions, but the original poster didn't like the suggestion, so it's the original poster's choice not to take it, and people are getting offended. And we just need to all kind of chill in that, on both sides. Don't get offended that somebody's suggestion is something that you don't like, and don't get offended that your suggestion isn't being taken. Plain and simple.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to say on the topic? Right, yep. Next topic. We can kind of roll these in together-ish. The first one is from me. Probably obvious, but discussion on the 1.21 experimental update, features, changes, and additions, and the impact they will have on Doug. I'm specifically very curious about people's thoughts on the new wool and fingerless gloves. I know that D-Sync had spoke and added me in Members General, one of the other channels, basically saying that they kind of wanted to stick with the Windstride Doug fingerless gloves, understandably, because you can dye them. You've got a lot more utility with them. If anyone else, and D-Sync himself, I don't want to put words in his mouth, wants to speak on it, then by all means. Plus with any other features, changes, additions, whatever else.
If anyone wants to talk first, yeah, go for it, and then I can talk about stuff.
Harvey?
I think my only concern, I haven't even tried it yet, so I'll take this for what it's worth, is the new medieval armor and shit coming in. Last I heard, a combination of the chainmail and the plate is actually stronger than a plate carrier. maybe that's wrong, but that's what I've heard.
What?
Keep in mind
I-
we're still in the first stage
Yeah.
of EXP, and I won't be surprised if we see the second part of the EXP update coming out. What's today?
Today's
Today's Sunday, so probably like Tuesday we might be seeing another patch changing this stuff.
True.
Yeah, I
There
think
are
that's
still
the only
changes
thing
to be made.
that's being added that I can think of might be a problem. So if it does change, then okay.
We'll make a note of
but-
that. Thank you.
Yeah. I
well-
think you already mentioned something about the crossbows. Maybe you want to tell people.
Yeah, just let me write that down. Equal chainmail place chest plate equals plate carrier.
I never even heard about that, though I'd not really had
Thank
a chance
you.
to test it because offline mode's been bugged.
Offline mode works with EXP. If
But-
you need a build, I can send it to you.
My issue was that like I got into the offline mode, but I couldn't. When I would like spawn in armor and put the armor on like a dummy, I could no longer raise my guns or shoot.
Oh yeah, survivor models you can't do that anymore.
God damn.
So if you spawn a survivor underscore, you can't do that. Sadly, yeah, it's just what it is. I think you need to use Daisy Editor for it, and Daisy Editor has its own EXP build again. So download that while you still can. Anyways, on to stuff. I'll send a picture of some of the small things I was working on for the update. It's still being decided on if we actually want this or not. So these are the new variants for medieval stuff. I put a suggestion in for it, but I'm going to save that suggestion for like a future event idea. Because I want to do an event with medieval stuff. I think that'd be neat if people are interested. Besides that, look at some spray paintable chest plates, and the Norse helmet can have a gold variant now. And then for the people who cared about the Black Knight from Monty Python, there you go. As for crossbows and stuff, I put a thing in the Doug Discord about it. But what's going to happen is if we end up not wiping, I'm going to have to, or at least somebody will have to on the team, reimburse you guys on your crossbows, because when the update happens, your crossbow will not work anymore, and any bolts you have cannot be loaded into either the old version, which is the Doug version of the crossbows, nor can be loaded into the new version. You will just have your ammo be despawning when you're loading it. So we'll need to talk with you, meet you in game, and switch them out for the new stuff. Unless we end up wiping, and then you guys won't have to worry about that. So we're doing what we can at the moment to keep the normal bows in, but it may come down to we may also have to remove the classic bows, like the improvised, etc. Also, Fox already said it, and this is more so a personal preference, but there's also some issues still with BI's interpretation of it. So we like to keep the standard wool gloves they've made, and then go with Windstride's variant because they just look better, and we already have this stuff set up for it. We'll just have to get some stuff set up for the BI version, but there's already a couple issues we've noticed with them, in that there was color mismatches with the fingertips on their model. Not sure what's going on with that just yet. I need to talk with Ammo as well. He kind of alluded to the fact that apparently we can retexture decals now, but there was nothing like concrete from him about that. It's just that they did tell me that 121 would give us that option. So for instance, Darkest Midnight wanted to do some things with some decals. So if we can actually get those working, I'd like to have those out sometime after 121. As well as they gave us the option, even though there's issues with it right now, we can finally place down interactable trees, rocks, bushes, etc. So our custom locations, whenever we can, we'll be adding those in so they look more natural in the world. And you can actually interact with them, so they don't just look like little static objects and somebody gets upset because they are trying to chop down a tree. Yeah, you'll potentially be able to once they have it working. Right now there's a couple issues with them.
It's another tree. It's another tree in Glovo all over again.
If there's any other questions for EXP, ask, and I can at least write them down and ask Emmo and stuff, and we'll get message back. Otherwise, that's it for me.
I don't think I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Of course, yeah, I'd love to see the vanilla, like the full wool gloves come in, because I've been playing up with that. I've been playing around. I was playing around with that when I was running around on experimental, and the normal wool gloves look pretty nice. Though of course the fingerless ones, I'd like to keep the Windstride / Doug ones.
Oh, that reminds me. We're upgrading. You finally have the new models from Windstride for the knee pad jeans. So we're getting the upgraded ones next update. Let me see if I can get a picture for you guys about that. So I saw somebody, I think it was Henry. He posted this really cool like artwork with the knee pad jeans, and he's gonna do ones. Let me get a pic really quick. Yeah, the dick sucking jeans. In my opinion, they look way cooler.
I'm intrigued. After this topic is done, we move on to the wipe topic, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to bring up, because I think it makes sense to do the wipe discussion last.
1 second.
Squirrel.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring up a quick point. I like just a cordial thing. This is the second community meeting that ORCC has had a planned raid attacked on during the meeting. Like a big raid.
Wait, for real? For real?
You guys fucking behave.
And like it's just getting people rearrange schedules to attend the community meet to like make the community better. You know, it's just I would hope it would have to be said like do it after the meeting, before the meeting.
Is it going on right now?
We just had 6 fully kitted guys blow up our gates.
It was me, GG's.
Amen,
Joe.
Send me
GG's, it was
for
me.
everybody that was involved with the raid, send me your Steam 64s via Discord.
Yep.
And I'll look into it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, this has come up before. Make sure you talk to admins about it, or make a ticket if it ever happens to you.
That's pretty cringe.
If you're a community member doing that, you need to leave. Like,
There are
that's
6 raiders
stupid.
among us.
For fuck's sake.
They didn't
I'm
talk at all either.
I
I was chirping them the whole time, and they didn't say a word.
I saw the beat then, is all I'm gonna say.
Everybody, it's all get on and go help Orc. You know, community thing.
I'm on my way.
Rebuild
Oh,
the
they
trade
got dunked
posts. They did get dunked on.
That's good to hear. Yeah, fuck those guys.
Man, I was AFK this whole time, just
Yeah,
and I
fuck
come
you
back
at,
here and
Franco.
that shit.
Yeah,
God
Franco,
damn.
bro. Justice came up and checked it out. Where were you, man?
In here.
Bro's it happened, dude.
Bro, no, I went and got something to eat, came back here, we were talking about the wipe, and I was like, oh, perfect timing, let's go. And then, boom, I hear that shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm actually gonna have to listen to this meeting again because I was
Franco's
fucking fighting the whole
Yeah.
time.
You've got the headphones in one ear. You're just like, okay, so today we're going to be talking about, and then the other side you're like, pass me another mag! I need more ammo!
Yeah, no, that's I burned I had 6 bullets left at the end of the fight. That is very accurate.
You just hear like people bickering and fighting. Bruce wanted!
All right. Well, before the second wave hits them, let's finish this up with the last question.
All right. Topic is from Ian, though Ian is not present right now, though it was a very good topic. Thoughts of a potential wipe. While I get people don't want to lose their progress, we should keep in mind how important a wipe cycle is to bringing in new members, as well as the gameplay loop at the beginning of wipe is healthy and promotes movement. So, what do people think? The thing got a lot of thumbs up. Which, if people wanted to use that for just like a thumbs up to say yes, I want a wipe, thumbs down to say no, I don't want a wipe, that's totally fine. If you'd like, we could leave that message in there in the channel when all the other ones get purged. But if people have anything they want to say on it, any arguments they want to put forward, if they want to say anything, then by all means, now is the time to discuss it. Make your opinions heard.
If you won't mind, I have to bring up something small, not really super important, but I just want to bring it up for everybody to be aware of it. Proportionate responses to situations. You know, it's always been a thing. People, you know, get shot or get held up, then you get stone aged or something over just being shot. That doesn't feel proportionate to a response of just simply being shot. For all here to do better for RP's sake, let's try to, at least I'd like to have a proportionate response to certain actions.
That's a very good topic, one that we've had come up before. Harvey.
It was Joe first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe.
I think the server should wipe. That's all I had to say. I thought we were on something else, so I'm not gonna lie. I queued before I realized that was what we were talking about. But yeah, wipe, guys, wipe hype.
Get Harvey, and then I have something from Diesel about this.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate what I threw in members channel the other day because I was going to say it for this. Wipe always seems to just be a band-aid fix to complaints that are largely resolved by just getting on and doing stuff. You don't have to do it every night, but at least trying is a start. You get a couple weeks of coastal PvP, mostly meaningless interaction, in my opinion, with no stakes involved. Long-term and developed stories kind of take a back seat or can mutate on the fly during it. You get all your mundane work that you got to put in at the beginning again just to get back where you were, and it's not long before the complaints come back. CC's making appreciable changes to the way Doug works and what it offers. That's a good way to start drum up interest, and it has been. New players are coming to Doug. You only look at the questions and answers in Doug General to see all these new people coming here. And attracting new people isn't necessarily a problem. It's encouraging people who left 2 months ago to get back on and contribute. Hashtag no wipe.
Louis,
unless there's something that actually needs it, like
You bring up a good
performance
point.
or something's broken, then yeah, of course. But
So really quick, I want to steal his cue. I'm going
All right.
to take over really quick because I have a thing from Diesel about this because we were discussing this internally. He is of the opinion that he wants you guys to control wipes with the CCE unless there's a technical issue that forces it. I'm just going to read off what he says here. I'm just not sure how they do it because once it's decided, the server will be dead. We're already seeing lower pops since EXP when live, even though that kind of contradicts his statement a little bit because I think last night, what was it? We had like 40, 50 people on for whatever reason that may have been. I wasn't entirely sure. But anyways, some people constantly push for it in Discord, and others have stated there is no need for it. I think it's really split. We can always pull the decision from CCE, though, and decide ourselves. So it's more so, I think, because we want to give so much more control to you guys, we kind of are of the opinion that we want to give you guys the control of when the server wipes. If you guys are up for that.
I think that would be a hell of a step to take, and a good one.
It makes
I
sense.
think we need to get
CCE.
on it. If we're going to do that, we need to get on it pretty quick then.
Because as we can tell from right now, at least with 121 update, we don't need a wipe. But probably with 122, we, again, based on whispers and all this other type of crap going on in the back end of DayZ, 122 might require a full wipe. So that means if we were to vote right now, everybody got on it, and we said, yeah, wipe. It may be 3 months down the line. No matter what, you're forced to wipe.
If the NWAF rework ends up coming in, that sort of
We
thing.
all know we're born to shit.
I gotta leave, so I just want to say the thing. I think, yeah, with the concern that 122 is going to need a wipe. If you do one with 121, you're gonna have one of these short wipes, and it's just kind of iffy.
Yeah, I mean, I can type it in right now and CC myself and have you guys start a discussion over it. Do you guys want to wipe or not?
I think it's a discussion that should be had.
Yes.
I'll type it up right now.
Louis, you were next.
That was the point that the 122 might require a wipe. I think voting on the wipes are a good idea, except for if it's required and there's nothing that the admins can do. We have to do it. Then it's obvious. Then we need a wipe. But I was just worried about the 3 months, so we'll take it to CCE discussion. Thank you.
Well,
if we're taking it to CCE discussions, then yeah. But like I said, I mean, if we're gonna wipe now and then wipe again in 3 months, then what's the fucking point of playing for those 3 months? If we're just gonna wipe again, like that's like half a wipe cycle.
For fun?
Agreed.
Fuck off, poopy.
Could be fun, chaotic, that sort of thing. But yeah.
We could act whimsical and mischievous for 3 months.
I do like wipe and sitting on the coast with an epi and a sledgehammer.
Me too.
Wipe
Let me
is
see if I
fun,
can,
but this is coming from someone that really likes the whole building up, gearing up process of DayZ.
So I'm going to word this like this. Feel free to tell me if this is not a good way to word it. Here's my prompt for it. Should the server wipe with the DayZ 121 update? Keep in mind the 1.22 update may require a wipe, so the duration between this potentially voted wipe may be shorter than wanted. Sound good for people?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
See you guys on the coast.
There you guys go. Feel free to start a throw with that. I'll leave it up to you guys.
I have certainly seen a lot of people in questions and answers with just saying like, oh, like, is the server gonna wipe soon? Like, I don't want to start building a base if the server's just gonna wipe soon, and that sort of thing. Though I suppose either way, if it doesn't wipe, then we can be like, yeah, server's not gonna wipe anytime in the immediate future, so get on and build a base. And if the server does wipe, it's like, hey, server wiped. Get on in, build a base. The fuck's wrong with short people, dog?
I love myself a Farcod wipe. So is there anything else people want to talk about really quick, or do we feel that everything is more or less done?
There was Noodle's topic about proportional responses that I feel could be worthy of touching upon, at least. It's a topic that we've covered a few times before, but... Shut up, Matt. But if people want to discuss it and have points they want to put across, then by all means...
On a separate topic, I just have a project that I've been working on with some other community members. We have a multiple DM and as many players as we can have Doug Dungeons and Dragons thing. It's been mostly some of my closer friends, but we're opening it up now to anybody who would like to join. It's a lot of fun. There's no commitment required, so you can play as much or as little as you want. And yeah, I'll just link the Discord here. Anybody who has any further questions or interest can talk to me about it. We have a bunch of great people there. It's a lot of fun.
This community meeting was brought to you by the Forlorn Wilds, the
confirm,
Doug D&D project.
I was the MVP last night. Did anyone tell you different?
Hold on. Did your team kill
Let
someone?
me
You
mute
and
the
MVP
voices
don't
in
go
my head
together,
real quick.
Winslow.
I'll hold my hands up. Don't shoot me.
No fucking way!
Wow.
we are
Hands up.
We have
Hands up, hands
we
up, hands
have
up.
recorded a robbery live on air.
Ain't no way.
I don't know who.
No way.
I don't know who
Scotty.
that was.
It was Scotty.
No way, dude.
Oh my fucking god.
Somebody, let me go into admin mode and watch this man get shot.
Oh my god.
I need to add that to bingo, I guess. Not the bingo, whatever.
Someone gets.
Not that bingo exists, in case any government entities are listening in.
Take a shot, guys.
I would like. I for some reason feel the urge to thank Buck for his contributions.
He disconnected.
He disconnected. Look, guys, look. He disconnected.
Oh, no fucking
Look,
way,
guys, look.
man.
That's fucking wonderful.
What a
Look,
fucking
guys,
way
he
to end it.
disconnected.
It is connected. Oh my fucking god.
So anyway, how about that white pipe?
Yeah, I'm
I
just bringing
think
these
we
logs
should,
in. I got 3 of
we
them
should
sitting in the
delete
base
the
of that
server
tree.
persistence file immediately.
Reject, wipe, use bidet.
Yes.
I mean, hell, if no people vote, we could literally wipe tomorrow.
Somebody
if
get
need
the
be.
hose.
We could do anything.
You know, that could be an idea. Wipe before the update actually comes out, and then.
This surprise you all.
No, I think we should wipe for the update.
Yeah, just the announcement at like 6 in the morning. We have wiped, and then like the fucking.
Oh, yeah,
debate
wipe
starts
tomorrow
again.
because all the UK people have bank holiday and everyone else is going to be at work slaving away over their
I
computers.
have a final tomorrow. I
You're
can't.
goddamn
I'll
right.
just ban all UK IPs.
Oh.
Courage to
please
swear
do.
allegiance
Please
to the
do.
king on national TV.
White
the
day on a
start-
Monday.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
most
can see
base
that.
thing you've ever said, DC.
Once you start having talk about a wipe, you might as well just wipe immediately.
Yeah, as soon as the hype train starts, like it never fucking stops.
The hype train starts. It doesn't stop unless it's crashed.
I've been saying white pipe constantly in damn Discord just to piss Harvey off. He really does not want
Harvey
it.
doesn't like it because he's got 25 barrels and he wants to keep them.
No,
Harvey doesn't
that'd
like having a
that'd be
reload
nice.
Dorka.
No.
We do not have 25 barrels.
Harvey doesn't
We
want
we
to
need
wipe.
come on, we need to wipe
Harvey
so that
doesn't
we
wanna
can bully our new fucking war boys. Being a war boy around wipe time is both amazing and terrible.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't want to wipe. We have to build
Rebuild Gorka.
fucking fortress again. That sounds
Shut
terrible.
up, Thor. You don't build.
Oh,
You don't build.
Don't build, exactly.
Hey, really quick, guys, for the Fortress gamers, you just got nerfed in 121, by the way.
Yeah,
Why?
I saw that.
Why?
I
only if-
suddenly cheered up.
That's only if you live in it.
Amazing.
There's windows in it.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
staircase has windows now.
Oh.
You can see the full way up it.
Oh, that's
Fuck,
not
that's
a real
good.
nerf. That
That's
ain't no
amazing.
nerf.
Can I see?
They
a
just
picture
get
of
they just get
That
blocked.
doesn't
They just
stop
get blocked
putting
off by
27
walls.
gates in
That
a
doesn't
piano
stop
house.
anyone from putting 45 gates in there.
Joe got so
fucking
excited,
personal.
and then his hopes were dashed.
Hey, just put a bookcase in front of it. You'll be alright.
I guess I'm gonna have to build up Nagorno Fortress again. GG's.
If Rex had heard that, he probably would have fucking rose from the
12
grave.
gates, bro. Are you kidding me, bro? 12
I
fucking
am
gates, bro. Are
so
you
pissed
kidding me,
that I
bro?
cannot offline you, man.
Oh my god.
Some guy actually offlined our fortress in Nagorno, and he got in, and there was literally nothing
That's
there
amazing.
except like 25 worms. And I'm not saying leave your name here. He used lock hammers as well. He was there for like 2 hours.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
He actually left a note like, haha, get raided. No, like he was coping so hard when he got in.
Huffing that hard copium,
He
holy
was huffing
fuck.
it so hard, dude.
Get raided, I stole all of your work.
I'll show you guys. I've redistributed your wealth.
I've taken your pet worms
That guy
ransom. You will never see them again.
Hospital.
Unless you deliver epoxy to Gork, to wherever the fuck.
Dude, I'm sad we can't pull that meme twice, but yeah, that was good fun.
Can I see this new fortress? I haven't heard about this. They added windows all the way up. Like, what does it look like now?
I mean, we could build it again, but everyone knows now.
Oh my god, that's my fucking safe place.
If only that was there during the infamous chip video.
Bro, when Val Howick was trying to raid me, I was sitting there talking shit to him in that stairwell as he was chucking grenades in and missing every one of them.
Then we have another topic that Noodle brought up.
Did we? I don't know.
It was about
Second time it got overshadowed, but yeah, proportional responses to situations.
Oh
Somebody's
yeah, so
hiding
for
under
some
the shadow.
reason my queue got read out, and I was just like, "Can we wipe?" I queued
Yeah,
for something
it
completely
kind
different,
of caught
and-
me off guard as well. I was like, does anyone have anything they'd like to say on it? And then Noodle's like, alright, so proportional responses. It caught me off guard.
Yeah, proportional responses. Fucking do better.
Can you
Yeah.
like bring up what you mean by proportional, like why you brought it up as a topic, maybe?
Just because you get held up doesn't mean that you need to Stone Age someone.
Because you get held
He's
up in
talking about honor
TeamSpeak.
killings.
If you
Honor
want,
killings?
if you want proper examples,
Yeah.
if your base gets taken over by a group of 3 people, don't go at them with 10 or 20 people. If you get held up, don't go to their base and take it over. Just because
That's
you get
never
got
gonna
robbed.
happen on Doug.
Not to be cynical, but I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say
it
that's been a
Every
thing that
time we
we've talked
turn
about.
up
for
I'm
years.
not gonna call
Southwest
people
in a
out, but
3-man,
it
there's
did
like 20 people there
it did
waiting for
happen.
us.
No, you call people out. That's why we have these things.
We
I mean,
all
you
know.
yeah, name and shame.
I think it's the way the Discord ping works.
You might as well call them out. Like
Call
I'm
them
here.
out.
I'm here
When,
for that shit. You know.
Orc took over the Order's base on Skilsky over being robbed.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
Wait, that was a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
fucked.
ORCC, they basically rate as a response to anything, just so you know.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
That's the way to
I've
play.
realized.
That's the
yeah,
way to
we
play.
we
if
well,
you mess with one of
we-
them, you're gonna get rated.
we
the shit
actually
out.
had some random settle in Nagorno. We didn't even know about them because we don't go there enough to like they settled overnight. And Orc and Clowns came up there and raided them, I think, and without like thinking it was us, I guess. So there was like this whole fight over Nagorno that we weren't even aware of. It was pretty funny.
I was sitting on the hill eating popcorn, watching a fight.
Yeah, these guys came and found us. They were like, "Yeah, we got raided for settling in your town. Was it you?" And we were like, "No, it was someone else, I guess."
Yeah, raiding should be like the last step in a conflict, as Xavier said. There should be like massive build up to it, not just you fucking called me a mean name, say goodbye earlocks, dickhead.
Oh.
Come out west. That sounds like an Ian quote. That's what he said to us every time he wanted to trade.
Yeah, I do
mean-
want to ask while everybody here, who did raid my tower that day?
Someone out west. Forehead.
No,
Why don't you
if
just
so-
go out there and do some sleuthing? And
No,
find out
actually,
who
it was
it
us
for?
now.
I've tried to. Nobody has admitted to it.
We've been
Fine
trying to
game.
figure out who raided our fortress for like 4 months and nobody's saying shit about it.
And no one's saying shit in character. We should clarify.
Well, yeah. Know who it was out of character, but can't do anything with that.
Luna.
It was me.
I mean,
GG's.
if
Doug
it's
was built on meta.
if this proportional thing is really an issue, you need to bring it up in group and factions chat. I don't think you can do it like in a meeting base, especially when like half of the people who
It's a chronic issue on
yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, you
it's
need to
been an
bring it
issue
up
for
in
like
group and
5
factions
years.
chat.
It's been mentioned
I
at
don't see it.
several meetings.
I've only
Yeah,
been
no,
back
not-
for a
nobody's
couple
done
months.
it.
I'm not going to bring up a one situation kind of deal, but if it does happen more frequently, yes, I will
mean-
bring up in group and faction chat.
I just mentioned a whole faction group that's doing it as a response to anything. Like, but they are down there fighting their own fights right now. Like, but they are not here to like defend
Probably are.
themselves. But I just know that's their play style. Like, if it's really an issue, then it's like a mentality you need to bring up in group and factions chat. I don't see how you can like say
Wait,
someone's
so-
play style or respond is wrong if it's not brought up like
You're-
bigger community.
You're telling me if I want someone to raid Gorka, all I have to do is shoot at someone in the ORCC?
Yeah.
Yo, let's go, boys.
Let's go!
Xavier, that is
I'm actually
basically what
surprised they
happened.
haven't rated you yet.
I know.
To be honest,
did
if they
rate
haven't.
us.
Yeah, they
If
tried.
you don't have a
Exactly.
if you don't have a base, then no one can
I think we shot 'em
disproportionately
up
raid it.
once-
I'm just
once
gonna
or
put
twice.
it
I'm
there.
not worried
They
about
can just
being raided.
sniff your
I'm okay with
stashes.
that,
That's all they can
Like,
do.
go ahead, raid me if you feel it's reasonable, but like don't like keep it reasonable. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you
but,
got
but,
shot
like
at. don't-
we've figured out the life hack here. If you don't put anything on the map that people can disproportionately attack, then all their energy gets wasted.
Then you're fine. Just
They just get
have
super
people in
angry and-
houses. Like I don't know what to tell you. That's how the game is. Like
They
It
just get
worked for
super
me
angry and
for months.
punch the nearest freshie.
I agree. But there's also no sense in I called you stupid, and then you're gonna fucking Stone Age me because I called you stupid. If you're really that thin-skinned, then I don't even think the internet's for you.
Poopy shot someone.
It's just a
for
game.
calling
I
him
mean,
stupid
don't
once.
take it personal. They're just responding the way
Yeah,
they
but
want to play the
that's
game.
That's poopy. That's poopy though.
Man, I
And then
mean,
he got
honestly,
shot.
people do things for, like, really, like, stupid reasons. I mean, I once shot up, like, a quest member, too, because he hit on one of our wall boys. I mean, it's just, like, happens.
That was kind of funny.
He was not very happy.
I think I don't even know who you're talking about.
I killed Thor one time just out of pure frustration.
Yeah, he probably did.
That's
Wait, me
that,
or what?
That tracks.
Yeah, I just or
Was it after the Humvee fight? By
Yeah,
Sturm?
when we got caught in fucking three-way, and I was like, yeah, there's actually nothing I can do here, so I'm just gonna kill Thor and leave.
Oh, wow.
Massive pussy.
Man, that sucks. Which one of the 5 times you talk about I died, man?
It was like between Severo and Ratno, I think it
Yeah,
was.
it was
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I
in
got shot in the head,
between,
yeah?
in between the checkpoint and Severo on the hill.
Yeah,
To the south.
I just shot you and left. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I had to bump up my numbers and
Man,
fuck
honestly,
off.
You
Didn't
can
I-
honestly farmed.
Didn't I hide behind a tree and kill you like a couple months ago, Joe?
Huh? No, you
Yeah.
hide behind a fucking kiosk.
Oh, yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, that one.
Get
I
fucked.
didn't even know you were there. You
Yeah.
fucking murdered me. I don't know why
Man,
you
you could-
finished me to this day.
You could have ruined anything in my body. I wouldn't have cared, but you had to destroy the rice hat. That made me actually really sad. Very, very hard to find.
Wait, what did I destroy?
The
Like
man
his
with
wide
hat.
brimmed hat.
yeah, the wide brim hat, the rice hat.
Oh, the welcome to the rice fields hat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he likes to
really,
wear that.
they're hard to find. I haven't got one yet, so.
Unlucky.
Or I
GG's.
just remember you coming into the channel and just the pure
GG's, that was
excitement
the hat.
you had when you found that hat.
GG's. It was me.
Welcome back, Marco. Is he even here?
Poopy's here.
No, he's not even here.
You
Good.
just got fucking
I'm
part off.
I'm
Holy
glad
shit,
that is.
Poopy. You got snubbed, Poopy.
I'm glad that he's fucking not here. Fuck him.
Right, I guess. With that, I will stop the recording.